Shut up and sit down.
You ready to rock and roll? You ready to talk some football? All right.
Yeah.
Everybody, welcome into the Pigskin Pricks. We're heading into week 6. Big week of football news. Lots of shit going down. I don't even know where we're going to begin, except I do
Beer.
know where we're going to begin. We're
We
going to
know
begin
where
with
we're
beer.
starting. That's
We're
right.
going to begin
There's
with beer.
Only one place to begin.
Only
and
one
that's with
place
the
to
beer.
begin on this show.
That and
Beer.
Joe having technical difficulties yet again.
Once again.
He needs to drink like 3 of those.
Yeah, I'd say maybe 4.
Is that the Shocktober? That's not even a special one. That's just a regular.
I don't even want to drink a beer, but I haven't missed a show yet with the beer. So I grabbed a Shock Top Belgian White out of the fridge. Orange flavored beer, pretty solid beer. I give it a 6.8. I've had it before. I want to say that I've had this on a show, but I know every other beer that I've had. Yeah, I think it was episode 4.
It might be our draft, yeah.
I'm pretty sure that it was.
I was going to listen to that just to get you those. I was going to listen to it to get our beers out of the way, and I didn't. My bad.
Well, this might be a replication of that, but since it was never released.
All right.
Now, it's a Belgian White.
It's essentially new.
It literally is an orange flavored Blue Moon.
Sounds good to me.
If you want to know what it actually tastes like, it's a Blue Moon with a hint of orange.
So a normal Blue Moon once you put your orange in it.
Exactly.
There's no other way to have a Blue Moon without the orange. I mean, you got to have the orange.
100%.
Yeah, but
even Blue Moon brought that up.
Then you got to go buy the beer and the orange, and then you got to cut the orange when you could just get it all right here.
Yeah.
Well, at the bar, you would order a Blue Moon with an orange. Typically, I don't drink Blue Moon. My wife does.
I will on occasion.
I'm not a huge fan of it. So I mean, it's okay.
But he likes Shock Top. That's.
I give it a 6.8. I like Bud Light better.
It's not saying much for your.
So I actually didn't. I actually didn't score it that well.
Okay.
True, but you're drinking it.
Well, dude, I drank lemonade stand.
So anyway, twice. That's
right.
how impressive you are. So you have a history of repeating yourself.
Yeah.
So because I know I didn't do this one because you told me I didn't. Right. My other good people brewing company, it's the IPA because I did the pale apparently.
Right.
And I already cracked it open because I was thirsty. I was sick of Joe talking, waiting for him to get his headset figured out.
Right.
Let's see. It is good. It's a little more hoppy, bitter, but not too bad. Still a little sweet compared to last week's.
Mm-hmm.
And so I'm going to have to give it an 8.17.
8.17. That's pretty good.
Not quite as high as yesterday's was last week was 8.735.
Still so above an 8. Anything above an 8.
Oh, dude, I love IPAs. So it'd have to be really bad for me to not like it.
Fair enough. Hey, I respect that. Okay. Respectable rating. All right. Well,
it's a good rating.
Evan, we haven't asked you in a long time. What are you drinking today?
You want to see?
Is it the big bottle or the little bottle?
We got the big bottle.
Yeah, you must not be hydrating properly because you've went big lately. What happened to your thermos?
Well, here's the thing. I've started just drinking straight from these to kind of know how much water I go through a day. I go through about 2 of these a day. So
holy shit!
I drink a lot.
I'm shocked you don't pee in the middle of the show. Do you have like one of those?
I go before.
Do you have the thing that you just hook to yourself, like if you're at a ball game or whatever?
We got the bag running underneath the desk over here,
right? Or maybe just a bucket down there. He's got his first gallon jug under there for the pee that he drank earlier, and the second one, he's like filling them at the same time.
If I'm gonna get 2 down today, I got a long ways to go. So
just to break it to you, if you took one of those and poured it into your cup every time, you'd know how much you drank.
I know, but
it's more work.
There's something rewarding about just drinking straight out of the gallon jug. It's like I don't know. It's kind of alpha. It's kind of alpha. It makes me like not feel like a beta male.
Do you refill it, or do you just buy new ones?
I just buy new ones. You want to know what it is?
That's Poland Spring.
It's distilled water.
Right. That's one of the cheapest ways to buy a bottle of water. If you're going to buy a bottle of water, is in that gallon. You probably spent like 99 cents on that, or you could spend $1.50 on a bottle.
Exactly.
It's the mathematics don't make sense.
Except for that it's not cold.
That's fine.
Yeah, because he's one of those.
Yeah, I know. I know, but that makes a big difference.
Well, here's the thing. If it's too cold, then I don't drink it
they say
at a quick enough rate.
It's easier to drink when it's not as cold.
Exactly.
You don't have to drink water at a quick rate. You just need to drink a certain amount of water a day.
With how much that I drink, I need to be taking sips all the time.
He needs to pound it.
I just pound them. I pound them.
The only thing he's pounding, Joe. So he's got to pound something. Give him a break.
Let me pound my waters in peace.
Right. So, do we want to get right into our picks and all that fun stuff that I have started doing? Or we want to talk about something else?
I mean, that's what we've been doing. I say we start with picks and do the parlays, and we can finish off with any sort of big storylines. Yeah, anything that comes to mind towards the end.
So sounds good. I got to give a shout out, to my listener who requested it be visualized. Thank you very much, Mom. By the way, it's taken me more work now, like it was to edit the show, to do this goddamn thing before the show. So I had to call her out just to make her feel bad. No, I love you, Ma.
It's fun, a good addition.
But it is a lot of work. I actually had to listen to our last week's show because I didn't write down Hadley's picks for some reason.
Wow.
I couldn't remember our spreads.
She doesn't care.
Yeah, my mom doesn't give a shit.
That it's hard on you.
She's like, that's your problem, pal. Because she even, and when your mom makes a request, you got to do it. Because she's like, are we going to have it again this week? I'm like, yes.
Well, we got to do it because she's one of only 4 listeners. So, we can't afford to lose her.
No.
Hey, I'll take that. 3-2. All right, let's go.
All right, so I got to get this fucking. So, I noticed that this little thing here, I know what that is now. That's our goddamn pictures. It covers up. You guys see it probably.
Well, that's
but
a relief.
If you watch the episode, you saw this weird shit showing up on the screen. Back. Okay, let's start back over. So, like I did last week. Oh, that's still in the way. I gotta move this. There we go.
It's in the way.
There we go. I'm pulling a Joe here.
Yeah.
Quit clicking, John.
Yeah.
All right. So, like last week, I'm going in order of the best to the worst. So, Evan won this week as far as the picks.
Congrats.
Mainly because he went one game different than us. He went with the Browns over the Colts.
How about them Browns?
So, now all of us are a bit shocked. None of us, of any games, I don't think we were thinking the Raiders and the Chiefs was going to bite us in the ass. Nor did we really think the Bills and the Titans was going to be quite that far out. That might have been closer, but man.
Yeah.
We were thinking maybe the Giants Cowboys, which in the end
was close.
Didn't cover the spread, but definitely the Cowboys won. We picked the Cowboys. The Cowboys did win.
Since we don't pick against the spread, it didn't really matter.
In this particular case. So they did, but they had a close one. If, as you see below, it says they kicked the 34-yarder as the time expired. And of course, Dak got hurt during the game, and that could have changed things quite a bit too. I mean, it might not have been that close. Okay. So then if you didn't see it when I gave it away twice, and it's really a tie, but I just put myself second because I'm still leading Joe overall. So I figured I should go
and because you did the slideshow.
Because I did it. Right. I didn't want to make myself look like the worst, but I am letting y'all know that Joe was technically tied with me because we made the exact same picks last week.
We did.
We missed, of course, the Cleveland game. So there's Joe's, looks the same. And then Hadley, unfortunately, she did pick differently. She went with the Eagles, and like Joe said, they got crushed. They did not break Carson Wentz in half because he did score 28 points on the Steelers D, but they did still crush him by 9 points. They covered the spread, actually. So that was a good game.
Yes.
So for the season, I am still leading by 2 games over Joe. Evan did catches by 1 game. He made up some ground. And he got the gap between him and Hadley even better because she only got 1 game and he got 3. So he gained 2 games on her.
Right.
So still tight though, if you look at it, definitely for us 3, but even to give Hadley credit that she's really, in the running at that point. So fantasy football, there was no bags on heads.
No bags.
Look
at that 3-0.
Right, Joe actually got a 3-0, and he pointed out to me because I was looking and on CBS Sportsline. I thought we all were going to lose. We were going to all lose.
No.
That league is the hardest on all of us.
Yes.
But Joe made a point to say he won by a point, which he did. He did not destroy anybody, but he got lucky.
I pulled it out.
He's good enough to win. His first win of the season, folks, in CBS Sportsline. Joe went 3-0.
Let's go. Nice job.
Right.
Yeah.
Evan and I both got 2-1. We both lost in CBS Sportsline. Just not to make excuses, but I lost Dak Prescott in CBS Sportsline. I lost Saquon Barkley earlier. 2 of my top 3 draft picks are now gone for the season. I also had Sammy Watkins go down during that game, and whoever the running back for, I can't remember his name because he's not important. Jarek, whatever his name is, the guy from San Francisco.
Jarek McKinnon, yeah.
Right. I guess he had bad ribs and he only touched the ball twice that entire game. So
you also had Le'Veon, who didn't score dick.
And
he scored like 7 points, and now he doesn't even have a team. So, but Le'Veon was in a different league, not in this league.
I told you guys.
I took 2 injuries this game.
I told you guys last Wednesday he was a definite out, and so was the quarterback. And then that's Wednesday. So then it gets to Saturday, and they're like, oh, yeah, he's playing.
Yeah.
Well, I read it on Wednesday, but earlier that day, and they said he had a chance of playing, a pretty good chance.
We have no clue what's going on, dude. We could get to Sunday, and they could say, hey, the game's on Tuesday.
Right.
I mean, this shit is so crazy right now, and it's so hard to predict because we just don't know what's going on. And a day's difference does make a difference on how a team plays.
Oh, exactly.
So I mean, I think that was evident in the Bills-Titans game last night.
Right.
So other than the Bills didn't play well, and the Titans probably played the best game I've ever watched them play. I mean, Tannehill was just, oh man, he couldn't miss, right? And that's not typical Tannehill, but last night he was just
he's been playing
he's
well.
Not lights out. He had a great
game.
Well,
right. That's what I'm saying.
This way, they had a lot of rest. Those guys actually had a lot of rest, minus the people, even the guys that were sick. So overall standings, fantasy football, Evan's leading the pack here. Unlike the pick section, I'm back to half a game ahead of Joe.
Right.
So I'm in the middle of the pack, and Joe's still got a losing record, yet he's finally starting to recover some.
That was a big week for him. Big week.
So our parlay picks that we made, we all would not have won any money. Because
what a shocker.
We all missed a game. Evan lost the first game of the week on Thursday night, which we heckled him because it wasn't going to be a field goal game. Not only was it not a it was technically a field goal game, but it was a field goal game for the Chicago Bears winning. Joe was very right about Jacksonville sucking it up against Houston. They did not cover the 6-point spread.
Tried to tell you, but
you did try to tell me, just like you tried to tell us that Minnesota sucked and Seattle was going to destroy them.
You know what?
Seattle pulls it out at the last minute by a point.
Minnesota does suck. There's a lot of sucky teams this weekend, John, that won. I mean, look,
but
what
they didn't win.
They
only lost by a point.
Right. Well, or covered the spread.
Right.
I mean, that's parlay, man. You never know what the fuck's going to happen. And it's gotten even worse in this year of COVID.
Yeah.
Because now, it was hard before, but now it's really hard because you have no clue who's going to come down with COVID at the last minute. Who's going to, your brother.
They might not even play. Yeah.
Your brother, I played him in ESPN. At the last minute, that asshole from New Orleans punches a guy. and they say you're not playing. Yeah,
Michael
it's like
Thomas. I'm surprised he stayed on the team just because of others doing the same thing. Yeah.
I mean, you just never fucking know what's going to happen. So it's been fun, but at the same time, it's been really hard. I mean,
it's
really
been tough.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're into our week 6 picks section.
All right.
I like these pictures so much. So here we are, the games. We got the Browns and the Steelers. Ev, do you want to start it off, or Joe, do you want to start off? Who wants to start this one off?
I tell you what, you're leading in picks, right?
Yeah. Oh, I'll go first.
Yeah, I think you go first. Yeah. Let's see it.
Okay, man. So this one I really struggle with. I'm going to start at the top, and I think I wanted to go with Cleveland last week. I really should have went with Cleveland because I fucking hate Indy, but I didn't. But I'm going to go with the Steelers. All right. We're going to work our way up. So, Joe, you take the second pick on this one?
Yeah, I'm going Steelers.
Yeah, no, not chalk. Ev, you're going to go with Cleveland again?
I think
I'm going to ride the train. Let's go, Browns.
I think this is going to be a heck of a game. Cleveland's
do too.
defense is really good.
Yeah,
I do too.
But so is Pittsburgh's, and I think Pittsburgh has a better offense. That's the whole reason I'm picking. And it's at home. Not that matters.
It does matter. I think that's
it didn't for the Chiefs.
What's that?
Didn't for the Chiefs. It's not like they got that many people in the stands.
No.
Anyway, okay, second game, Texans and Titans. Oh, I'm picking the Titans. No doubt about that.
Oh, Jesus.
I know what
You
that
might
is.
as
Okay.
well make a couple of copies of that Titans.
Joe, are you picking somebody
Yeah.
other than the Titans?
No, I'm taking the Titans.
How can you pick the Texans?
I would have, but you know what? I liked the Texans last week. I don't like them this week.
Right.
Not against the Titans.
After what I saw, yeah.
All righty. The Pack versus the Bucks. I'm taking the Pack.
I'm taking the Bucks.
All right.
Hmm.
I like it.
Yeah, I mean, I just think, you know,
I'm
what
not
the
shocked
hell?
you're taking the Bucks.
No, of course not. I think they're better than they've played, and I'm waiting for them to show up. You know, and maybe they won't. I don't know, but we'll
Yeah,
find out.
you know what? I got to go with the Bucks too. Joe and I
I'm
have been
not
talking them
shocked.
up all
Good.
year. I
I
think
like
I
when you
think
pick them.
I
You guys
think
keep it up.
it'll be a close game. I think Tom
gotta-
Brady gives Aaron
I-
Rodgers that first loss this year.
You know what? I that's kind of what I think, but I do think it'll be close. I think it'll be a battle. It'll be a
definitely.
fun game to watch. That's for
Definitely.
sure.
Definitely.
Okay, I picked the Rams.
Yeah, me too. Come
Oh,
on,
yeah,
the Niners are horrible. Jesus, they are horrible.
We talked about them dropping off. I didn't expect them to drop
Oh
off
yeah.
this
Well,
bad.
John and I said they would drop off, but we didn't think it would be this much.
Right.
I
So
mean,
Joe, why are we picking this game?
Well, which game?
This Rams versus Niners game, if we're all feeling so strongly that it's
Because
I'm
it's a
giving you a
division
segue.
rivalry.
Right, I'm
it's
giving you a segue.
division.
Battle of the Bay.
Battle
right?
of the Bay.
One on Oakland and San Fran. Not Oakland. Sorry, not the Battle of the Bay. I'm wrong.
No.
L.A. Not the
But
Bay. I was thinking Oakland.
It's an in-state
rivalry.
though.
No, it's good. I was thinking it was Oakland for some reason.
Yeah.
Ignore me, guys.
You
My
know,
bad,
and
my
normally
bad.
this would have been a great game.
Yeah.
But the
It could
49ers
be.
are just
Right.
shit.
If they play like they did last week, not
To
only is
be
it going to
fair,
be shit.
I don't think we know how good the Rams are because all of their wins have come against the NFC East. So I don't know if they're as good
True.
as their record, but I think they're a lot better than the 49ers.
I'll tell
Yes,
you what.
the way the 49ers are looking anyway.
I
Yeah.
think their defense is stacked.
Yeah.
I don't know if they go up against a Russell Wilson, what that's going to look like.
Right, exactly.
Because
their
I-
offense has done better than we expected to, I think.
They absolutely have, yes, especially without Gurley.
I mean, they about pulled it off against Buffalo, right?
Yeah.
So they're not a
Yes.
bad team,
No,
but they're not a great team, like you said. Again, the Niners are playing with about half of their roster, so we
Mhm.
don't really. I mean, they looked better earlier in the season than they do now, but they're missing half their team.
Dude, they
Well,
benched,
some of them are coming back.
They
but
benched Garoppolo.
yeah, he was terrible.
Yeah. Well,
mean,
supposedly they were protecting him from injury, but I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know, dude.
All righty, and well, I just got to stick with my team. I think they're going to
Of
come back with a
course.
vengeance this week. I think they're pissed. They're ready to play.
You know what? It's going to be an interesting game. I'm taking the Chiefs too, but I think they're both pissed. I mean,
I
the
do
Bills
too.
the Bills
I'm
got
worried about the
throttled
Bills.
last
Yeah.
night. You know, but the Chiefs. I'll tell you what motivated the Chiefs. I was listening to Tyrann Mathieu, and apparently the Raiders, after they won the game, they got in their team buses and they chanted and did laps around Arrowhead as an FU to the Chiefs.
Wow.
So yeah. So he said, and then after he said that, he goes, "I promise you, we won't forget this." And so it was really funny to listen to that. I'm like, okay, they're pissed.
Right. They will be playing them in Las Vegas. We'll see how that shakes out.
They will,
Yeah,
they
it
will,
is,
but it'll be
yeah.
real interesting to see that game. But I think this translates over to the Bills game. The Bills, they've got some injuries on defense. Now I don't know if those guys are going to be back this week or how long they're going to be out, but their defense just got throttled.
They got
and-
exposed.
Yeah, and I would like to
Well,
say
and
that their coach is good enough to.
Offense got throttled too. How many picks? I mean,
Yeah.
for long run backs
Yeah.
even.
Well, they got pressure on him. I mean, they were in his
Yeah, they did.
face. So, but you know what? The Titans' defense is
It's
good
good.
too. Yeah,
They've been good. Yep. They've been good. They didn't lose a lot last year.
Well, no, and they
and they
brought
gained
Clowney in. I mean, you know, that's huge.
Yeah,
So,
absolutely. You know,
Ev, who are you picking?
you know,
We have
I
to get-
really want to pick the Bills. However, after the throttling last week, coming off an incredibly short week, how can I can't pick against the Chiefs.
Well, they're not
as
playing-
much as I
By
want
the
to.
way, as it shows, it's 5 p.m. Eastern, and I was like, "What the hell? It's a Monday night game."
Well,
It's Monday
here's the
night,
thing:
yes.
it's still a short week because they played
For
on
them.
a Tuesday.
no,
Yes.
absolutely,
You know?
absolutely.
Yes.
Still
So-
short for them, but I'm
Yes.
impressed that it ended up. I was like, 5 o'clock. Because I didn't really catch it. I was just scrolling through the games, and I looked, and I'm like, oh, Monday. Oh,
yeah,
that
it's
explains
4 o'clock our time. I'll still be at work.
Ooh,
yeah, 5's just weird because they had been the Monday night games have been at 7 o'clock Eastern, which is okay.
Yes.
Now they had some crossover on the other games, and maybe because it's the Chiefs and I don't know who else is playing, don't even care. But maybe because of that, they decided they would, give both teams a full throttle.
Right.
Hey, I got a little munchkin in here. Oh, he's walking by. He stopped to stick his hand in.
Nice.
See you later, Kane. But then he's off he is. And look, I am supporting the team here. Little Kansas City Chiefs action on the shirt.
Like
I think they're going to come back. I was very disappointed in their game. Oh, yes.
Yes. Very disappointed.
But back to it. So anyway, folks, I left that up long enough. You should have been able to capture that.
All right. We'll see how it goes. I think I'm going to gain some ground this week with my Cleveland Browns, but I guess we shall see.
I maybe should have mentioned this at the beginning, but Hadley has chosen in her 5-year-old status that she no longer wants to do the picks.
She's too good for us. I don't blame her.
Yeah. Well, you know what? This is what I blame it on. I mean, she's kind of hasn't been into it the last couple weeks. And so, I started asking some questions, not to mention the fact she just turned 5 on Friday.
Woo.
She got a bunch of new toys. Yeah. And, she got a new Minnie Mouse hotel and all this good stuff. And so she just wants to play. Right.
Fair enough. Hey, that's fine.
So the lesson here, Joe, is you should have bought her just a bunch of fantasy football stuff.
Yeah.
Football stuff in general.
Yeah.
And her own microphone and headset. And maybe she would have joined us.
You convince Mama that. And then
no, I don't want to convince anybody. I think she's as long as Hadley's happy.
She's a 5-year-old.
We can end this with our integrity and pride still intact in that we didn't lose to Hadley.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
However, this does place Evan back to last place.
Come on.
I mean, in my mind, he was last anyway for her keeping that close. Fine. He did have a good list last week picking Cleveland. I was almost mad that I didn't pick New York because if you guys remember, I was him and Han in New York last week.
Yes.
There for a long time, I'm like, I should have taken New York. And then obviously I'm glad I didn't, but goddamn.
John, I will say this. I actually think that Dallas came back and won that game because Dak got hurt. I think Andy Dalton is the deal. He's a Pro Bowl quarterback. He's a veteran. They're not going to win a championship. But he will win the division.
He will win some.
He'll win them. He'll win them the division. Yeah. There's no doubt because the division's horrible. He might even win a playoff game. It just depends. We have to see how that goes. But yeah, that's exactly right. But I'll tell you what, Dak just wasn't doing it. And then Andy Dalton comes in. It was like, whoa.
Lights out. He looked lights out.
He did. And I'm like, okay. So then I was starting to think, and I'm like, this guy could be just what Dallas needs. So it'll be interesting.
Dak was on pace. I got to interrupt you. Dak was on pace to break records for yards and touchdowns.
Well, he was having a rough game this week.
That game he was.
Yes.
No, I figured that's where you're going, but I just wanted to point out that Dak and again, my fantasy football team is only going to suffer, and it was already a shitty team because I just lost one of the best fantasy football quarterbacks in the league. Not the best, because there's some other guys that are better. There's others, one of the best. So yeah, but I hear you. It came back, and as much as we talked bad about Andy Dalton when Joe Burrow was going to get signed, he isn't a terrible quarterback. And I even said that back then is he's taken Cincy to the playoffs. He's not horrible. And what better could you ask for than a guy that's mature, started in the league
that just come in
previous years and walked right in and said, I know what to do. They looked fine and they came back around. They got a good offense. It's just their defense is so bad. It was very apparent when New York can do that to you with their backup running back because they lost their starting running back, Saquon Barkley, my other guy, right? Yet they still about put it to the Cowboys in Dallas, which is my point. I'm like, they can do that shit to Dallas. They go into Dallas and beat them all the time.
Dallas's defense has just been completely screwed with injuries.
They're only slightly better than Atlanta because they beat Atlanta. Only that much better.
Seriously.
Only that much. Yeah.
And barely at the last minute.
They should.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah. Speaking of which, I said last week, John, because you were like, hey, this is a great parlay. And I'm like, no, you want to stay away from that. So Houston, they fire the coach. Houston comes out and gets a win.
Yep.
Does Atlanta do the same thing this week?
I don't think so because of who they're playing, but it makes you uncomfortable. But
yes,
Their coach, well, not a bad guy, and a previous player that was pretty good. I don't think he's. They got the same like relationship. He's Raheem Morris or whatever, right?
Right.
He's not.
Is that who took over as the head coach?
I think Atlanta's dead in the water. Atlanta's dead in the water.
They're in trouble. And why wouldn't you just sit on it and get a first round pick at this point?
Why don't you get that Trevor Lawrence?
They're not getting Trevor Lawrence. I'm sorry. The Jets maybe will go 0-16. So
right. The problem with Atlanta
then what do you do with Darnold then?
You trade him. You get rid of him.
I got Matty Ice, and you guys saw I benched his ass. Thank God for Teddy Bridgewater.
I played Teddy too.
Not that Teddy did amazing, but he definitely did decent.
No, he's got 24 points.
He's got like twice as many points, a little more than twice as many points as Matt Ryan. So anyway, Minnesota's playing Atlanta, and I'm going to say Minnesota's going to pull that game out. In fact, segue into our parlays. That is the first one on my list. Minnesota is -4, so they're favored by 4 points, and I'm still taking them against Atlanta. So my next game, I like Baltimore. I should probably pull that up so I know who they were playing against. It didn't matter. Baltimore's favored by 7.5, and it's over Philly. That's probably why.
Yeah.
So if Pittsburgh can cover, I think Baltimore can cover
easily.
And then my last one, because it's hard to go against these guys now, Tennessee. I'm picking teams that are favored. Tennessee against Houston. They only got to win by three or more. So it's a 2.5 point game. I like 2.5 point games.
No,
3 or more.
No, they're -3.
It depends. So I'm looking at. I use CBS Sports Lines parlay.
Well, that's what I'm using.
It says, "Will they win by 3 or more?" That's what it says.
I'm looking. It's right. I'm looking at what the casinos use, and it's -3.
Okay,
so
are we using Sports Lines?
That's what I'm using. That's what I'm on Sports Line right now.
Yeah,
I'm on CBS Sports Line.
Okay, I'm going to share it out. Hold on.
Whether it's -2.5 or -3, I think Tennessee has a good chance of covering that.
Yeah, you're right. But
you're right, Joe. Right here it says open is 2.5.
Latest is 3.
3, but look at what it says. Will they win by 3 or more?
That's just a prop bet.
Right. It says 3 or more. But this is what we used last week, so that's what I was using. 3 or more.
Yeah.
Now, if you want to hold me to 3.5, that's fine.
No.
That's why I said it.
But it's 3. So if it ends up that they win by 3, it's a push.
Yeah.
Which means that team just drops off, and then it becomes a 2-team parlay. So it does matter that 3 points, and 3 is bad,
right?
Because that 3.5 is bullshit.
But you're right; it doesn't matter. You're right. I did put 3 points, so it doesn't matter.
They're still going to cover that. That was one of my teams
right.
too.
Go ahead, guys. Who wants to go next?
You want to go next?
I was going to say you just said one of your teams, so you want to?
I did. Yeah. Well, it's absolutely Tennessee. I mean, at -3, I think they're gonna manhandle Houston. I think their defense last night was outstanding. But you know what? We never fucking know. Too. Jesus, I mean, we don't know. Houston might come in there and win again for their coach.
They're not gonna. They're not gonna.
I was right last week. I mean, what the hell?
Romeo Cornell. That's who it was. Anyway,
they're
not.
Yeah, he's the interim. Yeah.
Right. No. Right. And but that's not who I was talking about. But I couldn't remember his name either. They're not going to win. And they're going to play in Tennessee again like Buffalo did. And here's the thing I thought really odd. I don't know if you guys noticed, right? So Tennessee is like the team in the NFL with the worst COVID problem, and they got people in their stands at the game. I mean, it wasn't full, but of any team, they probably should have been like, listen, you guys need to not have any fans this week because you can't even keep your players healthy. You don't need any more problems. But maybe they like all those bye weeks. I mean, pretty soon they're going to just lose games. They're going to because they already ate their bye now. If they can't play again, they're just going to have to forfeit. I think that's. I think
that is how it is, actually. Yeah.
So they really need to be careful. I thought that was kind of shocking. I was like, "Whew, I guess they like playing with their
owner likes those ticket revenues."
Yeah, but they're getting. If you saw, it's like some teams, the Chiefs, I think allowed like 22%, but I think Tennessee only had even a lesser number. It was. I got a fucking little moss flying around or something. Anyway, they had even lesser number, but it was a small percentage, so they're scaling it up, right? But you're still like, just of any team, you shouldn't like really New England. If they play at home, they just missed a week too. It's like you probably shouldn't.
Well, yeah, they haven't had any in the stands, so.
Yep. But anyway, sorry.
Who else you got, Joe?
Joe, who else you got?
Okay, it's funny, John, because I had Baltimore as well.
We can't hear you. You did something. We can't hear you.
I didn't touch anything.
Your mic's quiet. We can't hear you. Check your volume. Check your plug. You were great until you lean back.
Yeah, until you
unplug it and plug it back in. See what happens.
Well, let me see here. Did I hit something on mute?
You must.
I mean, we can hear you, but it's really, really quiet. Like it's on your computer now and not on your headset. Like just unplug it and plug it back in and check.
Is that better?
Well, I can tell you're going through your computer.
Is that better?
Now you're back to your headset.
Move the headset closer to your.
Yeah, or adjust the volume somehow.
Is it?
That's better.
That's
That's much better.
Oh, there we go.
That's good enough. That's way better. Maybe it was too far away.
Yeah.
That's much better.
It must have been. I must have moved it away or something.
Yep.
So Baltimore, Philly. I mean, how 7.5 points. I think they're going to crush Philly. Now, Philly has played with some teams, but Baltimore's just, they've been killing people. Except for Kansas City,
except for Chiefs. Right. But otherwise, they've been kicking ass. They even said he looked
yes,
bad last
I
week.
think that,
Jackson, they said Lamar Jackson looked bad, and then I saw the score, and I'm like, yeah, but they destroyed the team they played. Who cares?
Yeah.
Cincy?
Yeah.
Didn't they play Cincy
Now-
or somebody?
I think so.
Now, I will say this. Yeah. Philadelphia scored 29 points against the Steelers defense,
Right.
which I believe, and correct me if I'm wrong, is ranked number 1. So they are able to score on defenses in the league.
Oh, yeah.
But I just think that Baltimore is too powerful. I think they're going to cover that. And my last game, I'm taking the Rams -3.5. I just think they're going to cover by more than.
Oh, yeah. That's a good pick.
Yeah.
There's a solid
by
pick.
4 or more. You
Yeah.
know, so I'm taking the Ram. I got the Rams. I got Tennessee, and I got Baltimore.
All right. Well,
All right.
my 3 has a combination of some of your games and then one different one. I also have.
Yay.
I have Tennessee -3 against Houston. Safe bet.
It's a solid.
I do have the Rams -3.5 against San
Look at
Francisco.
you.
And then my
Like
last
that.
game is Miami -8.5
Okay.
against the Jets. I mean,
No,
that's
great pick. I just don't like the spread, but I think this week there was a lot of good choices. Of course, somebody's like
Now I'm showing.
talked a lot. Somebody's going to surprise us all, but
What you seeing a
showing
different
different.
spread?
I'm showing 9.5
I'll still take it.
I'm going to go look.
for that game.
I may have seen
I
an
actually,
opening one, but
it says they're going to win by 10, but it does show 9.5. The open
Okay.
was my open
9.5.
says 8, but 9.5. Sure.
I think
Hey,
I saw the
open
open.
was.
I
but
saw
what
the
it's-
open.
I'm only seeing what it shows now
Okay.
because mine changes as it changes at the casinos.
Well,
I like how
I'm
you try to
taking,
dodge the camera.
I did
ought to watch
consider
mine.
taking.
and I think they win this game big, and then I think Adam Gase gets the boot. I think he's done. I think he's fired after this week.
Even after
That's
they
it.
let go of
I think
Le'Veon,
that's it. I think that's it. He's already dead in the
Now-
water. Why wait?
You know,
they
you
should have
know
let
that
him go
Eric
with Le'Veon.
Bieniemy.
Hmm?
You know that Eric Bieniemy is gone from the Chiefs. He's he'll be
already?
history.
Oh,
Well, no, but
you mean they're going
he'll
to
be a
grab
head
him?
coach.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, somebody's going to grab. There's too many open spaces. They're going to grab him, which is what Andy Reid wants. I just have to throw this out there because he's got Mike Kafka, who he wants to be his OC. He actually wanted Eric Bieniemy gone after they won the Super Bowl, and he didn't hire on with anybody. And they blocked Mike Kafka from talking to other teams because Andy wants to keep him as his OC. So he really
He
wants
knows he's next
Bieniemy to
in
move
line.
on. Yeah. Oh, yeah, dude. Kafka, it's quarterback's coach. I mean, he's the guy, you know. And so it won't hurt us a bit for Eric to go on.
No,
his
but
way.
he's been really good in my
but
opinion.
yeah, but I
think
wish
it's
him the
good that he
best.
develops right. I think you're
I hope
wording
he
it like it's a
does.
great thing, but I think
Here's
It
a
is a great
question.
thing.
Andy
it's a-
has respect for him and wants to see him succeed.
Yes.
But he has a good
Yes.
replacement for him, so it's like it's a win-win. You get to move on and become a head coach, and we get to get another guy an opportunity.
That's correct. And well, this is the third one that's going away because you had Peterson.
Yeah.
And then, you had the coach in Chicago. Now there's Eric. He'll be gone. Now you bring up Cat. So it's just a revolving door.
The Andy Reid coaching tree extends a little bit further.
Yeah. I mean, it just, and Peterson's already won a Super Bowl. Hell, he won one before Andy did,
Yeah.
So it's just funny how that whole thing works. But yeah, he'll be a head coach.
If you look at the head coaches across the NFL, they're either all connected to Andy Reid or Bill Belichick.
Yeah, that's absolutely true. But you know what's funny? Did you guys see in Atlanta? They fired the GM too.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Dimitron.
Yeah.
Yeah, and he's been there. He's been Arthur Blank's right hand for years. And Arthur's like, you guys are gone. He unloaded, just fired everybody.
I don't blame him.
At some point you have to.
I mean,
otherwise it's not
Quinn
gonna change much.
was a defensive coordinator for the Seahawks when
Yeah.
they won the Super Bowl. He's a stud. He will be a DC somewhere.
Oh, no doubt about it.
Guaranteed.
Yeah, almost all these guys, when they lose their job, they go play. They're coaching somewhere else.
They
Maybe
will
not
find
as a head coach. Sometimes a head
As a
coach, but
coordinator.
they're still coaching. Yeah,
They'll be a coordinator somewhere.
it's not. It sucks, but it's usually good for them to spend a little more time not in the head.
Take
coaching.
a step back. Yeah.
Right. Focus a little less on the whole picture and a little more on their specific skill.
One of the other games that I considered taking was Tampa Bay, just because right now it's a pick.
Right.
There's no.
I
it's
wish
just-
you would have taken it. You guys are so wrong on that one.
It's just a pick.
Yeah, I liked your Rams or the Miami games. I would not fault either one of those. I think, like I said, I think I could pick 5, and I'd have picked.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm a little leery of that Miami. I don't
It's a
like
big
nine.
amount
I
of
don't. I don't
points,
like.
but
Yeah,
the-
I don't like
the
9.5
Jets-
points.
The Jets are that bad.
Yeah, and they got destroyed last week, as we predicted by Arizona. Just destroyed.
Yes,
And Miami kicked ass last week against San Fran, right? They destroyed their ass. And San Fran's, not favored, or they're only down by 3.5 against the Rams.
San Fran is better.
And Miami
than
was
the
bad
Jets.
earlier. Yeah. So
that's what I'm worried about, John.
I need Miami to kick ass.
I'm
by the way,
I'm afraid
Joe and I
Miami,
are playing each other, and I got Fitzmagic on my team against Joe.
I
need Miami to roll.
I'm afraid Miami's going to regress this week. Listen. I understand they're playing the Jets, and I'm not saying they're not going to win. What my concern is that they're not going to cover because Fitz is so inconsistent. He'll have a week where he just rocks the shit out. This guy can throw 7 touchdowns and look like the greatest thing since sliced bread.
Magic.
And the very next week,
he throws 7.
He'll shit the bed, and it doesn't matter who it's against.
But
so
it's not
that
would
be
against Jets.
That would be my concern with 9.5 points.
I thought about that. I did. Yeah. Miami. I don't think Miami is a playoff team. They're not that great.
No,
the Jets are just that.
No. But they're really playing a shitty schedule.
Miami's D's been pretty good. Their offense has been serviceable.
Been okay.
Like I said, they haven't played great teams.
Right.
By the way, I was going to mention this as well. So Joe and I talked about this offline just in general because he's like, hey, did you know we played each other this week in CBS, which is the shittiest league of all.
Right.
I'm like, yeah, I actually did. I noticed this morning when I was getting my players. And he's like, yeah, I hope Fitzpatrick sucks. And I said, did you know I also grabbed, which I had him once before, Kirk Cousins. Because he was in the next – he's playing Atlanta this week, right? And I'm like, well, I got 2 good opportunities. I dropped Teddy Bridgewater because he didn't have as good of a matchup. Teddy's a fine quarterback, but I'm like, these 2 other guys, better choices. But I actually looked at both quarterbacks' fantasy stats over the year so far, and Fitz has been more consistent and scored better overall than
I would go with Fitzpatrick as well.
Right, but I'm like, against Atlanta, man, and the way they played against Seattle, you're like, Seattle's got a better team than Atlanta, and Minnesota did really well. And even though Dalvin Cook went down, and it's not huge, he might be back, but Madison stepped right up. I have him as I picked him up during the draft when I got Dalvin Cook.
I've
held on to Madison the entire year because
I'm playing him against you.
I saw you grab him.
Yes.
I saw you grab him, but I've kept Madison because he was good last year as a rookie, just stepping in once in a while. The kid can also play. So regardless of what goes on with Dalvin Cook, I think they're fine from a running game perspective. Now, is Kirk Cousins going to show up, or is it the other Slim Shady? That's the problem we don't know. Kirk Cousins is such a piece of shit. But he's playing Atlanta.
But with both of your guys, Fitzmagic's the same way.
Right, but my point was Fitz has been slightly more consistent this year than Kirk Cousins. The only time I played Kirk Cousins this entire year, after a great week, he totally bombed it. Just ate shit and died. Yeah. It was so embarrassing. The whole team did. It was like, except for Dalvin Cook. He had a decent game.
Luckily, my quarterback against you is Aaron Rodgers.
Right. Yeah.
And he'll put up points.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Of course, John.
I'll probably get 5 injuries this game.
John gave me shit, and he's playing Tanyan. the tight end from Green Bay. I noticed that too, you asshole. Yeah,
he dropped him.
What do you
right
think
after he said how good he was.
Yeah,
how good he says he was. Joe's like, yeah, I think he's going to have a good year. And right after he says that, our show, like a day or two later, Joe drops the motherfucker. I sent him a text. Oh, he's such a good pick that he dropped him. And then I picked him up this week because he was a great option.
I hope he puts up.
I hope he scores more points than Aaron Rodgers, which can happen because of the way they do quarterback versus.
I had to drop him. I've got him in my other 2 leagues.
It's so great.
I just didn't keep him in CBS because I had to pick Madison up because Eckler got hurt. It's like, well, who the hell else was I supposed to drop? Yeah. I'm like, shit.
God, I hope that this is the way, because all 3 of our leagues, we kind of got each other's players in each league.
I know.
Yeah.
See, the problem
happen
is,
to us, and it's
I want
great.
Tanyan to do well because I got him in 2 other leagues.
Right,
it's like,
but not this week. You're like, I just need him to. I need to win, but not have a great week with him.
So just mediocre. I mean, if he can score 10, 11,
10, but Aaron Rodgers needs 40.
Right.
He can have 1 touchdown,
or I'll even take 50 or 60. I mean, if he wants to throw 7 touchdowns, that's fine. As long as Tom Brady,
they might get so far ahead over the Buccaneers.
That's right. We picked Tampa Bay in our our picks, so you still need Aaron Rodgers to do well, but then Tom Brady to do better. So you're asking for a lot this week, Joe.
Oh, you know what?
It's not going to go well.
Ev, I had a question for you.
I may have an answer.
You've been a New England fan your whole life.
I have.
And you grew up with Tom Brady.
Yeah.
So my question is, this last week, he gets up and he's holding 4 fingers up. He looks confused as hell.
Arian said he knew it was 4th down.
He's a veteran quarterback. He knows what's going on because the announcer said, well, sometimes when you get up and spike the ball, you lose count. He doesn't do that. He's been on so many 2-minute winning drives. He knows the game.
Yeah.
So why did he do that? Why did he get? He's just
I think he was saying how many times he got sacked by Khalil Mack. Maybe.
Well, Khalil Mack plays for Chicago.
I really don't think he lost track.
Yeah.
Yes, that's who they were playing. Jesus Christ. How long have you been playing this or watching this sport? You don't even know who the hell he was playing last week. Yeah.
Dude, I don't even know who Khalil Mack plays for. What are you talking about, man? Once he left
Who's
the Raiders,
Khalil
I didn't
Mack?
care.
Who's
Right.
Khalil Mack?
I didn't care. He went to the
guy that
NFC.
put Tom Brady on his
Who
back.
gives a shit?
I thought that guy played in the XFL. Like, what are we talking about? No, I actually don't have an answer, to be honest with you.
I think he's got his bell rung a few times.
It's possible. It's certainly possible, but
it just was weird coming from him.
No, I agree.
Or the fact that Brady's only like a year or 2 younger than me, and I obviously am forgetful, so it can happen, guys.
Yeah,
I mean, once you cross that 40 threshold, you kind of.
You know what? He just hasn't done it before, and he knows the game. It was
I will
weird.
say, I don't think he looks as good as I think he's regressing a little bit. I think he's starting to decline.
After that 5 touchdown game, I think that's
really his
regressing
own,
last year.
That's
and I'll
only
say that
been
again.
well. No, I actually agree. I think that was really his only solid, that's vintage Tom Brady game. I mean, he's throwing a decent amount of picks. I don't think Tampa Bay's offensive line is that great, but
that's a big problem.
Yeah.
Did you see that? Oh, they were terrible, and then they made all kinds of mistakes as well, like penalty.
Yeah.
Hey, did you guys also catch where Gronk had a pretty good pass run and came off the field like he was wore out? He was like,
he is a shell of his
definitely
former self.
not. Yeah, he was definitely not in shape.
Is he just out of shape? I mean, is he just not in football shape or what?
I don't.
I mean, because you don't
play. He played hard that play, but as soon as he got knocked down and got up, he was not
honestly,
moving fast to the sideline.
Right,
and he was like,
right, John. But he doesn't lose skill.
No,
I mean, it has to be just the fact that they didn't have training camp, or I mean, he's
had a year or so off.
I mean, the thing he's been primarily blocking too, so it's not like he's really been that involved in the pass game. So I mean, blocking takes a lot of energy. Right. I don't know, so. I don't know.
It was still just shocking because, if you think about the years past, the dude would run over 9 guys.
Well, right.
And then get into the end zone, and then he'd be right back up in the huddle and back out the next play. So just to see, we're more talking about people as they age, just to see him look much more human after that play. I was like, wow, yeah, it was a good play. He hustled his ass off, but he was wore the fuck out as soon as that play was over.
Yeah.
So if you don't remember seeing that, go watch that again because
Evan,
it was
did
pretty
you happen
impressive.
to watch the Raiders Chiefs game?
No, I did not. Saw the highlights.
I was just curious.
The lowlights.
Lowlights.
It was interesting. of course, I've watched every Chiefs game this year, right? Of
course.
So then we get to this Chiefs game, and it shocked me how the officiating crew just let everybody do everything.
I like that.
There was a lot of flags on the Chiefs. I don't know what the fuck you're talking about.
No.
We got called for a holding, and our offensive lineman was going like this. They showed the replay, and our offensive lineman literally pushed the guy. He pushed him, and they called it holding.
That's not what I'm talking about.
Okay.
What I'm talking about is the Raiders secondary.
Oh, they let them rape us.
See,
yeah. I mean, and like
they didn't let our team rape them.
A lot of them, though, Evan, were incredibly blatant. Like, I mean, you're looking at it and you're going, wow.
The announcer for the game says he got there early. He definitely passed interference, but he was playing the ball, so I'm glad they didn't call it. Well, you mean playing the ball? He didn't look for the ball. He swiped at our guy and got hit him early.
Yeah.
A long pass, and they said, even the announcers, like, that was a pass interference. I'm glad they didn't make the call.
Look,
I'm not making excuses. The Chiefs
we played
lost.
like shit. We still lost.
I'm just saying it was interesting. It's the first game I've seen this year where they would hold them coming off the line. They had their hand around their hips. They've been calling that all season.
Personally, I'm a believer. I like when they don't call. I would rather them call too little penalties than call too many penalties.
It was just
so
lopsided,
unfortunately,
it was like and you're right. Well, because they did call them on us.
Right.
I mean, it seemed like every other play was a penalty on the Chiefs. It's, he grabbed this guy or he grabbed that guy. You're right. If they just don't call it on either side and they let play, then yes,
ticky-tacky to both sides. And
exactly. But if you're going to call it on one side, let's call it all the way around. And you're right. Even the announcers were like, "Man, what is going on?" But again, there's no excuse. The Chiefs should not have lost that game. They did. They didn't play very well. We'll see how they come back from that. I think Andy will have the team ready. Unfortunately, they've got to travel to Buffalo and play a very, very tough game.
Yep.
So, and now the Buffs just got their asses handed to them. Yeah. So they're not going to be in a good mood, so it'll be a war for sure. But you know what?
Really look forward to it.
We actually haven't talked about New England, Denver.
Who cares?
New England's going to smoke them.
He goes, who cares? Well, I think it's -10.
Cam Newton's coming back.
How many weeks in a row do they need?
Yeah, I didn't know if he was going to be back or not.
He's cleared. He is
cleared
the protocol. He's coming back.
So is Gilmore back?
I have not heard about Gilmore. I think he's still out, but Denver is so bad.
By the way, New England pissed me off even more because come Sunday, I had to pull a bunch of my goddamn players. My defense, Damian Harris in one league I picked up.
Yep. Me too. I dropped him.
Because, I had to drop him. I needed somebody to fill that gap because guys were on bye. I picked him up to replace guys on bye. And so I had to just drop it. Yeah. So fuck you.
Well, Denver was kind of pissed that they moved the game and everything. Yeah, Denver was not happy about that. So.
Come on, follow the rules.
No, it's crazy. It's crazy.
It's Cam.
Yeah, well, it was an interesting week of football. I can tell you that.
Very. I think it only gets more interesting from here.
Let's hope. It's a roller coaster.
I think that it does. But I will say it might be my only week, but I was 3-0. I need to say that again because it doesn't happen. That was my first win. I'm literally 1-5 in CBS. That league just has not gone well for me. However, I am leading all three of us in NFL.
Yeah.
Yes.
So,
but you are not leading this in CBS, and you are doing well in ESPN, but I don't think you're leading.
I'm leading in ESPN.
No, I'm doing okay in ESPN. I will say though.
Thanks to Pickpaw for that nice win he gave me this last week too.
Yeah.
Ready, Mrs. Calvin Ridley.
Yeah. I'll tell you what. I feel bad for Pick. Pick's never played the game, right?
I know.
We give him a lot of shit.
Start.
Yeah. I mean, he's never played the game, and we're playing in COVID times.
Yeah,
that changes shit because you're trying to fill spots, right?
Well, the problem is he had a couple of Buffalo guys, and they got their ass kicked. He had he wasn't projected to win, but he had a chance. He had a chance, and then Buffalo just didn't do it. I had Stephon Diggs, I think, and he had Singletary. And Stephon just destroyed Singletary.
Yeah, I had Stephon and Singletary in one league. Yeah. I think it was in NFL. And I was crushing the guy anyway. And then I had those two guys. It was like I don't care if they do anything because I don't really need them. But it was interesting. ESPN is interesting to me. You guys are in the same division, and then I'm down with your friend Justin. I think is his name.
Wolford. He's doing good. Yep.
Yeah, he's scoring a lot of points. I mean,
Did your brother play him this week? I think they played each other last week. Last week.
Last week, I think my
John
brother
and him
lost.
played, and it was close. No, your brother pulled it out at the end.
Oh, he did. Okay,
really
my
tight,
brother's 4-1. I don't know who he lost to.
He had Josh. Am I saying that right? The guy from Buffalo, the quarterback, like
Josh Allen. Yeah,
Allen. I couldn't think of his last name for some reason.
Yeah.
He had Josh Allen and somebody else on his team, and he pulled it out by the hair of his chinny chin chin.
Okay.
Yeah, both those teams are good, and your brother got. I was hoping that he'd lose just because.
I will say in ESPN we do have to mention that Ben is 0-5.
Our buddy Ben.
Yes.
He and my brother, two of the guys I invited on purpose, are both giving all kinds of competition to the opposing teams.
Yes. Now, eventually, they're going to play each other. And so
hey, somebody's
going to get a win. Yes.
Somebody's going to get a win. Let's see who's playing this week, in fact.
Yes.
That league's the most interesting because that league is all friends and family.
Yes.
Week 6, we got. Let's see who the matchups are.
I have no idea who.
I'm playing my brother this week. Boy,
are you? I just beat him this last week. Yeah.
Oh my God, I'm only projected. He's actually projected to win. What's wrong with my team? I probably got some guys on buy and they didn't run the waivers.
Yeah,
they didn't run the waivers yet.
Tell your brother to play.
Ev. No, I'm not going to call my brother this week. He's been giving it freebies to everybody else. I need.
No, I'm going to call him and say, Ricky, you need to play.
I got 3 guys on buy, so that's why I'm projected to lose by 20 points.
I'm going to tell him to change his guys
out. A friend of the family and my son's good friend Eric Action Jackson, who beat Joe in the first week, is playing Evan this week. Action Jackson destroyed
Bring it
you guys'
on.
cousin. He killed your cousin last week, so let's see if he can beat another. Another
going
guy
down.
This week, another family member, and then Joe is playing pick this week. Oh, and Joe's scheduled. He's right now projected to beat him, and you got 2 guys on bye apparently because you only have 7 to play, and he has 8, so you both need to fix your team. But you're projected to win.
Oh no, I'll go. Yeah, I haven't
playing Team Lehman. That's one of your guys' friends. I don't.
Yeah, that's my Sean. Yeah, he's a friend of mine from
So
Des Moines.
he's actually 4-1. He's doing really well. He's playing Wolford. Again, they got
Wolford's 4-1, is he not?
He lost to your brother, so he's 3-2.
He's 3-2.
He lost to somebody else.
It's a close league. There's a lot of teams that are like 3-2.
Your brother Joe is getting a gift that keeps on giving. He's playing Ben this week, so your brother looks to go.
Come on.
It's actually Ben's projected to do decently, but still projected to lose. So your brother's likely to go 5-1, and Ben's going to end up 0-6. I know.
DK Metcalf is on bye. Wow, fuck! That is not good news for me.
Yeah, that's gonna be tough for you. And then
does anybody else like
Bill
Chanel?
Cousin Bill is playing.
I think he's a stud.
Grady's team. Grady started out strong, but he's now 2-3, so it's a 3-2 versus 2-3.
Okay.
So it's a lot of good matchups, really. Other than, I hope I get a gimme, and your brother's going to get a gimme. Otherwise, it's a lot of teams that are in the
matchups,
equal or fairly close record. So
let's bring it on. I'm
the
ready.
The pack will either get tighter or it'll get further apart.
Going up to 5-1.
Yeah, you're not winning.
Yeah, I am. Oh, please.
You're going to lose to Action Jackson.
No chance.
He's got the Green Bay folks showing back. Dude, he scored. He's actually projected to beat you by 30 points.
Well, I haven't set my lineup.
Well, you got 9 people in play though. But you're right. You probably. He's right now projected to beat you by almost 30 points. So
battles have been won at greater odds.
I know. I heard that when you lost to me.
All right.
I loved it.
Here's the question. I've got Gaskin.
So according to Good Morning Football, they said play Gaskin over Clyde Edwards-Helaire.
What about James Conner?
And they're playing Philly.
They're playing.
God.
Yeah.
No, they're playing
Cleveland.
Oh, Cleveland. Sorry, Cleveland. No, I'd play Gaskin against Jets any day of the week.
Yeah.
And take which of the other guys out? Conner, Helaire.
Yeah.
Don't take out Helaire.
Yeah, it's hard.
I'd pick Helaire over Conner.
Because they're both projected to score more points than Gaskin.
Yeah, dude, you're in a tough situation.
Yeah. All right, so here's the question. Jarvis Landry, Laviska Shenault.
LaViscus. I said
I'd say Laviscus.
Dude, Laviska is awesome, man. I've had him.
Yeah,
I haven't played him, but I mean, he's been
his
catching
time.
some shit.
It's his time.
Well, Gardner's been throwing it to him. Of course, they're playing Detroit. Is Detroit any good?
No.
Okay. He said Detroit was going to be good at the beginning of the season. He said no.
I thought they might have been, but Matt Patricia is clearly not the coach he was in New England. So, what can I say?
Now, I will say that.
I think he'll come along, but yeah, you're right. He's
come along. He's had 4 years.
He's had 4 years.
Dude,
I fucking love it. He's had 4 years.
Your pick of coaches in Detroit.
God,
Detroit is like Cleveland, yet they haven't turned the corner yet. Come on.
That's hilarious. He's had 4 years.
They're steel industry. They're terrible. I mean, the auto industry, anything. It's bad.
Oh, my God.
Any of those teams up in the Great Lakes like that. Look at Minnesota. They're not even that close to a Great Lake. They're close-ish, but they're not as close as Cleveland or Detroit. And They're just bad.
Dude, I think I'm going to have to let go of the 49ers defense.
I think you might.
Well, they got me negative points this week.
Man,
I didn't even know you could do
deserve
that.
it for having
They're
it.
like minus 0.42 or something.
I had fucking New England. I picked up the Chiefs because New England had to scratch, and the Chiefs got me -1. The only beauty is the guy I played, though he still beat me. Got like -3 with Buffalo. It was like,
oh, that's awesome.
I still lost, but it made me feel better.
Well, of course. Yeah. Oh, my God. Jesus, do I take the Dolphins D?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's, I mean.
Yeah,
he's like,
so.
Yeah.
I would. Against the Jets? Please, that's easy points.
What? It might be.
You really think Sam Darnold's going to do anything?
Dude, I don't know. What about Le'Veon Bell?
He's on the free agent block.
Oh, yeah. Did anybody pick him up?
Not yet, no.
Okay, did anybody read about the top 5 teams that are trying to land
a few of them. I read a few of them.
I did. Yeah.
Who was the top on the list? It was
they had a couple different teams on there.
Yeah, but who was the but who was the there was one team
I don't think
that they
there's
were like,
one in particular.
Well, they said the Steelers are going to be in the mix because
the Steelers.
I heard
that was one team.
You know who
they
I
said,
would look
actually
out
that's
for?
the first one I think I read.
Is it? But they had a bad break. I don't know that and they got James Conner. I'm not sure.
I don't think he goes to the Steelers.
Yeah.
I would look out for the Tampa Bay Bucks.
I almost think they said the Chiefs as a team.
The Tampa Bay Bucks?
Yeah.
They did say the Bucks.
You want to know why?
They said the Bucks.
Because the Bucks, outside of Jones, Fournette's hurt. Their other running backs aren't that good. Tom Brady always has had a running back who can catch the football, and right now he doesn't have one. I think he needs one.
Do you think he's
better
too much
than Le'Veon Bell?
You think he's too much of a diva to go down to Tampa
Look how many
Bay?
divas they already got. It's fine.
Yeah, absolutely. They are diva stacked.
Throw in another one. What does it matter at this point?
They are.
Throw him into that offense. Why not? Just go all in.
Go all in. Fucking love it. Hey, did you guys realize that Austin Hooper?
I was getting ready to diss you on that. Austin Hooper did better than.
No, he had a great week this last week, but here's
better than whoever was in Atlanta. I forget the guy.
No, Hurst had a horrible week.
After you just talk shit, then Hurst sucked.
But Hurst has had a better season thus far than Hooper.
Right, but it's
so we'll see.
Times could be a change in
They
Cleveland.
could be a change. My point about Hooper was that he's available.
Yeah, I'm not.
No,
interested.
thanks.
No, I'm just saying that's crazy that he's out there.
I'm still not buying.
You're not buying him?
I
thought you were a big Hooper fan. Both of you. You thought it was the greatest deal in the world.
He's a good tight end.
You know,
I don't like Cleveland.
I've been playing Hawkinson from Detroit, and he's been putting up about 10 points a week. Yeah, I'll take it.
What about Chase Claypool? Scored 4 touchdowns this last weekend. He's available.
I like him.
Splash in the pan.
Okay,
he's had a couple good games now. So
okay,
but he's not been consistent. That's my problem with him. But I would take a flyer on him.
Okay, all right. I was just wondering because you got John Brown. What is wrong with him? He's not playing?
He's been hurt.
He's been hurt.
Is he coming? Please tell me he's not coming back this week.
I'm not sure. He's questionable again.
Oh,
right.
He's been on my bench.
Yeah,
I've needed him.
Dropped him in a league because I just had to.
I've needed him. He's not He'll be back eventually, but when he does, it'll be worth having him around. But I mean, I'm
right.
I'm all right in receivers in the leagues that I have him, so I've been able to afford to just sort of sit him. Like I have Juju, I have CD Lamb, so in receivers I'm all right. I can just let him sit and recover. But
Okay. All right. I like that.
Hey, I played
like
Chase
that.
Edmonds, whatever.
yeah,
Arizona's second running back in one league because I had to. He had a pretty good game.
he's gonna. I think
Finally,
he's gonna take over the starting job.
Yeah, well, finally, Kenyon Drake actually did pretty good last week as well. Again, they played a shitty team, but he did okay last week. I think he scored pretty close to the same. So yeah, but that paid off. I actually played somebody who had him, but he had him on the bench, and I was like, thank God, because he had that Chase Edmonds dude's coming along. Yeah, he's playing nice ball.
He's playing nice ball. He's playing great ball.
Yeah. Anybody picking up TJ Yeldon?
No.
You know what? I thought about that. I really did.
One lucky touchdown.
I know, but I mean, he lit him up last night, man. I mean, he's like, what did he score?
Like
16?
10 points or something.
Oh, 10.
Maybe 10. I don't know. I didn't think it was that good, but let's go.
Out of a PPR.
14. I'm wrong. 14.4. So he did okay.
There you go. Yeah. Okay.
But he's projected to get 0 points this coming week. So they don't think he's really playing much. That's why it's one of those guys. Nobody's looking for him when he comes out. He doesn't play much, and so you're not paying attention to those guys. That's why they throw to linemen, because nobody's covering the lineman going out of the he blocks and then kind of slips through. Who was that guy that caught one this last game? Was it? You guys saw it. He barely caught the ball. Was it Tennessee's guy?
I can't think of his name.
Some lineman, they chucked it to him wide open as shit. It like bounced through his hands a little, but he kept it and scored a touchdown.
Yeah, guys like that aren't going to be fantasy like.
No, you can't even pick him up. That's the problem. He's a lineman. That's what pissed me off when they pass it to Vrabel, because the son of a bitch is a defensive player. You couldn't pick him up, but he'd be on offense and score touchdowns, and you're like, you're just taking away the fantasy points, pal.
Yeah,
an interesting one is. Cordero Patterson. I'm interested in him for one reason. I like when they give a guy like a wide receiver running back. You can play him in either slot.
Yeah.
Cordell Patterson.
You don't have flex. Yeah. Cordero. Yeah.
It's Cordell. I think, is it not?
Listen to him.
I don't know.
Corduroy. Listen to him when the announcer says his name. That's why I'm doing it. Every time I hear it, I'm like, that's not what I thought I heard the last time somebody said his name.
Corduroy.
Corduroy.
The Bears could be another landing spot, by the way, for Le'Veon. I think that would be a good fit.
That was definitely
for who now?
Le'Veon Bell.
Yeah,
the Bears. Yes, thank you.
I think that's a good fit.
Yeah. I mean, Jesus. Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah.
Somewhere.
Sean, listen to him. He's like, yeah, sure, whatever.
I fucking Le'Veon. I'm getting rid of his.
Sorry, do it. Drop him. Get rid of him. I'll pick him up.
Go for it. You can have him.
I won't trade for him, but I'll pick him up on free agency.
He did one game, didn't do much. And then he gets hurt, and apparently there was some question about how bad his hamstring really was.
But the thing is, you can't pick up anybody on the Jets. I'm sorry, you can't.
He goes one game. I had to play him because I literally had nobody else. So I was glad he came out by without looking somebody else. He scores like 7 points and didn't do shit, and then gets dropped. That's how good he is.
Well, I'll pick him up. His new team, he'll be all right.
You could have him.
Thank you.
You could pick up his as long as you pay me his $8 million injury cap guarantee, whatever.
All right.
I'm in.
All right.
I'm all about that.
Let's go.
I'm all about that. I'll make it happen.
Yeah, it's a deal. Done deal.
Gotta love it.
All right, guys.
All right, boys.
Talk this thing to death.
I think we have.
We were doing really good. I looked, and we were under an hour, and then we started BSing about fantasy football and players, and we're well over our hour now.
That's fine.
I don't know how much we lost to Joe's
once we edit, it'll probably be right around an hour. So
edit what? You're gonna cut some of this out?
Cut the beginning.
Oh, go. How could you do that? You barely got it.
I guess I won't cut.
You gotta leave.
That's true.
You gotta get embarrassed, but you cut this in. Nobody's gonna get here anyway. They won't hear us talking.
Just
die hard. Only my mom.
Cut it out.
My
Get
mom
rid of
and
it.
my stepdad
It's just wasted
plays it and
time.
doesn't listen.
When
Yeah.
people look at it and they see an hour and 30 minutes, they're like, oh,
We're-
they
we're-
just
oh,
dismiss the shit.
Do
I'll
whatever
look-
you want.
I'll-
I
I'll
wouldn't
look at
edit
it.
shit. I would just leave it alone. But
Well,
do whatever you
I'll
want.
see-
Ev,
I'll
it's
see
all
how it
you.
goes.
It's all you.
Dude,
If
you're
you
not
wanna
going to do
edit-
anything. You're going to be heading to Kansas. You're throwing all the
Right.
work on Evan, you fucking prick.
I'll
Hey,
see how it goes.
Yeah. Shh. Shh. Luckily, nobody listens to the end. It's a surprise. Don't give that shit away.
Okay, well, no one's there at your house, right?
No, but if they listen to it tomorrow before I get there,
Does Cindy listen to our podcast?
probably not. To be
Okay, I
honest.
was like, wait. That's just,
But-
that would be another.
But
that'd
maybe
be-
somebody else that knows Cindy would, and then they'd say, "Hey, did you know your parents are coming?" So
Oh, yeah. Okay, well, well, never mind. Have fun in Florida.
exactly. I'm going to.
Have fun in Hawaii.
I'm
Yeah,
going to
no
Disney
shit.
World.
Where are the palm trees when you need them? Damn
Right?
it!
Come on.
You know,
I don't want it to look like
that doesn't work
uh,
near as well. I'm just telling you, that does not work.
You're such a hater, Joe.
I know, dude. You have no idea.
Someone's got to do it.
Wait till this week until you wear the bag again, and then, you know.
Yeah, well, good news is I get to play you in a league, and I play my brother in another one. I'm pretty sure I'm not going 0-3. If I do, I'm wearing 2 fucking bags. That's how bad that shit's gonna be.
I'm projected to beat you right now, so I mean, you know.
Yeah,
And
well,
you got all your
that's 'cause half my
players
team's
in.
not- No, I don't. You need to
You got
look.
them all in. There's no buys.
Oh, yeah.
You don't have any buys. No, I'm saying you got a player in every spot. Now, whether you're going to keep him
Yeah.
in there and play him, that's a different story.
Yeah,
But
that might be it.
yeah,
Whatever.
Of course, it's
I-
only two.
You must have changed something else because I was projected earlier to beat you.
Oh, I changed a bunch of stuff around. Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, no doubt. Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
All right, boys. Until next
All
time.
right. Until
Yep.
next time.
Sounds good. Take
All
care.
right.
All right.
Later, Al.
Later.
See ya.
Bye.